Hey everybody, it's your boy Nerdicane back here again. Continuing with Robotech. I know I'm way behind on this. I'm gonna go over to the comic shop Thursday and pick up some of all the new stuff that I need to catch up on. Today probably also gonna do that story. I kind of enjoyed that story too, but that's another video. Getting into Robotech number 4. Right, once again, credit where credit's due. I think they're doing a good job on this so far. There's some of the models, some of the drawings of the Veritech fighters have been a little wonky and a little weird. And, I had a commenter say he didn't like it because they kind of abandoned the original anime style and they draw everybody, as he put, in this ugly fashion, in this ugly art style. I kind of agree with that a bit, but then I got to thinking about it, and I think it really works because I think they're trying to go for a little more gritty Battlestar Galactica type of story, and I think that works better than the original anime style. Also, that style was done, 30 years ago? It was done a long time ago. Maybe almost 40 years ago. And it's been done. Imagine a sunflower. Imagine a painting of a sunflower, okay? Van Gogh did a painting of a sunflower. Well, if you were to paint a sunflower today, somebody could walk up and be like, oh, well, why don't you do it like Van Gogh did it? And there's reasons you can't because, he's a master of what he did, of painting. And he's already done that, and you want to do your own take on it. And I think that's what this is with the creative staff of this. They want to do their own take on this. And, plus, Van Gogh had I think he had a form of autism that made him paint the way he painted. There's been some research into that he had like a form of autism, and that's why his paintings look the way they do. And nobody else has ever copied that style. But I digress. We're talking about fine art. We need to get back into comic books. A sort of a lower form of art. Right off the bat, this one starts out, this number 3 deviates from the anime, and I'm starting to really like it. It cuts here 10 years ago, and this is Admiral Hayes and Roy Fokker. This is after the crash of the SDF-1, and this is when they're starting to investigate it. And first off, as a military man, it's a little weird that the leader of a flight squadron and an admiral are 2 of the first boots on the ground in this place. This place would be locked down, and scientists would be the first ones to go in. Security and scientists. But anyway, I'll just go with it. And they kind of flash to this, to where Admiral Hayes comes upon, that looks like Lisa Hayes. That looks like his daughter. So, and they even hint to it a little bit in this comic. They're setting up some sort of a time travel loop that they're going to be stuck in where the SDF-1 crashes. I'm not sure where this is going because, once again, this is a deviation from the original anime, and they're going somewhere new with it. I think this is a little bit of detail from this. They talk about the Zentradi had contact with Micronians before, and they were flagged in, and they were saying in the record it says stay away from it at all costs. Cut to this. This is Roy this is Roy in the infirmary, and Rick wants to join, and he's telling him don't do it. This kind of adds a layer to this because before, he doesn't want him to join the military, and before you think it's just doesn't want him to do that because it's dangerous, he could get killed. But now he knows from 10 years earlier that something happens with the ship, and the ship crashes and the crew dies. So that adds another layer of him not wanting Rick to join. There's Ugly Minmay. I'm interested to see what they do with her because she hasn't done a whole lot of singing. They haven't even touched on that. In the original anime, she becomes like a pop star. So they're going, once again, this is This one's pretty good. And I think the nose should be longer. These things are modeled after the old F-14. And it's funny that I say the old F-14, because when this came out, the F-14 was still pretty damn new. There's funny things, and now that I read this comic book again, there's really funny things that I think about. The fact that they have a runway for these jets in space is funny. The fact that they still use it, because they're in space, there's no need, first off, there's no need for wings in space, because there's no air. There's no need to gain the speed for takeoff, so you don't need a runway. You could just, honestly, someone could just push it out the door, and it would float, and it would work just fine. So there's a couple funny little things that I thought that just struck me now that I read this again. Zentradi attack, and I skipped something. They use something in this. Here it is, the Pinpoint Barrier system, and this is like straight from the anime. Someone has to operate it. They have to roll it, and I always wondered, how the hell do they know where to go with it? They don't really have a screen in front of them. They're just kind of rolling around randomly, hoping that it blocks something. This job would be much better done by computers. That's another thing that struck me. Once again, here, the nose is a little wonky. And actually, now that I see that, there's landing gear down. There's really no need for landing gear. You would need like a magnetic dock. But I digress. I go into it. This is me splitting hairs. They're getting attacked by Zentradi. They said that they got a full alert. They want all of the available crew to come here. And it's really neat. This is I think this is out of the anime as well. But seeing it now in comic book form, it's pretty dang cool. Once again, as a former military guy, Rick, who was supposed to be in the brig, and then he just walked away from the brig and hopped in a Veritech fighter. And then he gets here, and I guess he's supposed to be in the infirmary, and once again, he just wanders out of the infirmary. He just wanders out of places where he's supposed to stay and winds up in a military vehicle. In the Air Force, I was a heavy equipment operator. I wasn't we weren't driving APCs. We were driving tractor trailers and all-terrain forklifts, which are pretty dang fun. But if some civilian kid came into our lot and just started climbing into a vehicle and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna take we're not driving tanks." It was just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be part of the thing." We would kick his head in, because the kid doesn't belong there. We don't know what the hell he's gonna do. But I just find it funny that Rick keeps just walking into these military vehicles that he should have no idea how to operate. And then B, the other part is, they're on the bridge and they're like, "Oh, hey, Rick, he's getting into this thing. Oh, he's getting into mischief again." It's funny that he would know, because even in a military aspect, you have this is command. They're up on the command center. They're up on the bridge. They just issue orders. They're not monitoring. They don't know who's on there. Like, when I was doing my job, the base commander had no idea who I was. He just knew that he had assigned my flight to do something, and we were doing it. He didn't really know who it was. This would be like the captain of a ship, of a aircraft carrier, looking down and somebody saying, "Hey, that guy on the flight deck, his shoe's untied. We should go take care of that. We should call him and contact him and get somebody to tie his shoe." That was another thing that's really funny, because they're under attack. They're on the command deck. They have an entire SDF-1 to worry about, but one of them makes a point of, "Hey, Rick's stealing a vehicle again." Once again, this is just another little goofy thing. So, getting to the fight, this was the cool part. I'm not even going to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil it. I want you guys to buy this. The climax of that battle, I'm not going to spoil it. So in the transformation, the city went all crazy, and pillars and things were coming from the ceiling and smashing things up. I think this is another variation from the anime as well. Captain Global gets injured in it. So that's where we leave it off, and basically it sets up the scene in the beginning where you see the people on the bridge. You don't see Captain Global up there, but you see Lisa Hayes up there. So you basically just eliminated from him. So in Roy's mind, that's kind of, things are starting to line up with what he saw a decade before. So it's interesting. It's interesting things are going on. I kind of like this series even more now that it's going a little different direction. It's giving me something new, because I've watched Robotech over the years countless times. Even the series that came after it and the spin-offs. I know the story. I was enjoying the comic to begin with, but now there's this new layer to it, and there's a new type of grittiness to it, and even the look I'm enjoying. So this is a buy. This is a go buy. Yeah, it's a good comic. This is from Titan, and yeah, it's worth picking up. Once again, I'm Nerda King. Thanks for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Let me know what you think down in the comments if I missed anything, of course. And I try to communicate with all my followers and all my commenters, even the ones who I finally got someone to tell me to go kill myself in the comments, which is, I guess, a badge of honor. He didn't like my Funko Pops video. I still stand by my opinion. I think they're garbage. I don't think anybody should ever buy a Funko Pop. But that's another video, and that one gets a lot of hate. But hope you like this one. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit me up on the Twitter. It's @NerdaCane as well. And thanks for watching. Bye.